Aloha friends! I want to help you get started on making your Hawaiian paper leis. You're going to need a pair of scissors or smaller ones. This is just what I happen to have on hand. Some yarn. You should have some in your kit. A plastic needle for your yarn. You were given a bunch of bendy straws. And you're going to need some paper. So, Gus is attracted to the yarn, so I apologize if he jumps into the screen here. He wants to play too. All right, so you have a straw, and what you're going to do is cut that into pieces so that if you do it down here on the table, your straw is going to jump. So I'm going to try and catch my straw. Hi, Gus, we see you. You're going to cut your straw into these little pieces like that. So there's one. It's not quite an inch, but it's close. See, like this. Okay, so you're going to cut your straw up. Probably going to need a couple of straws for each necklace. So you're just going to cut them up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't see, I'm still cutting up my little pictures, my little straws. So it can be any size. All right, so we've got those going. I'm having to actually recycling a straw that I got from takeout the other day. All right, so I got my little straw pieces all cut up. Now have my yarn. If you're using yarn from home, you're going to make sure that it's long enough to make a necklace. So I'm using my yarn from home, so I'm going to do that. All right. So I have my yarn here, and I'm going to thread it onto my needle like this. Oops, see if I can pull it through. It's being difficult. All right, there we go. All right, I've pulled my yarn through. Yep. All right, and so at the end of your necklace, one of the things that might help you so that things don't go places they should not is to make a knot. And not just one, but a couple of them all in the same place so that your knot is big enough to keep the paper from sliding through. So as long as your knot is bigger than the hole that you poke into your flower, you're going to be fine. So I think I did that about 3, maybe 4 times, and I've got a big enough knot now. All right, so you also have a bunch of different colored pieces of paper so that you could make flowers of any color that you wanted. You could use a bunch of different colors on your lei. You could use just one of the colors on your lei. That was up to you. So we're going to take just a few minutes and we're going to cut out some of our flowers to show you how to get started. So here I have a blue one. So all I'm going to do is cut around these edges of the flower, cut along the black lines. So that gives me my flower, almost done here. All right, so I've got one flower. There's me a flower. And then I have all these green pieces of paper. These are leaves. It kind of looks like a star flower. It's a leaf. All right, so we're going to cut these out. One of these goes with each flower if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want leaves for your flowers. Some leis are just flowers without the leaves if it was a flower that grew separate. So leis are made out of a bunch of different kind of flowers in Hawaii, but one of the most popular is a plumeria, the white one with the little yellow center. All right, so say you've got a little dot right here. That's where your needle is going to go through. So you're just going to poke a hole into the paper with your needle. If you need to, if it's too hard to do this, like it won't poke through, use your scissors. But you're going to thread it down this way. So let me show you with my flower here. There's a hole there. So if I don't want to have to poke it with my scissors, with my needle, I can fold it in half and just cut a little bitty slit right there in the middle with my scissors like that. And then I slide my flower on that way, right? So I have my flower and my leaf, and then I get a piece of straw and I slide it on there. And then I get my next flower. So say the next one I decide we're going to go for blue, kind of a blue-purple color here. So I'm going to cut out that flower. You can cut out all your flowers at once. You can do it one at a time like I am. Whatever makes your heart happy. This is supposed to be something fun to do that reminds us of Hawaii and God's love in the flowers. All right, we're going to cut out a leaf too. So I can do that again. So here's me another leaf. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get your leaf cut out. All right, so like I did last time, I'm going to fold it in half a little bit, make a little bitty slit with my scissors. Take my needle, stick it through, slide my leaf down. Oh, take my flower. This one I'm going to poke through the hole with this needle. So you can do it either way. And then I'm going to add another piece of straw. See how that's coming together? All right, I'll be back in just a few minutes with my finished lei. Hi friends. All right, I finished my lei as much as I could because I only had one straw here at home, so I didn't get very far. So I want to remind you that we started with a knot here at the end, right? So we made a knot at the very end. So we started with a leaf, which means we're going to end with a straw piece so that when we tie it together, there's straw, leaf, flower, whatever pattern you came up with. All right, so mine at the moment is kind of small. It's more like a little bracelet. If you have leftovers, you're happy to make a little flower bracelet to go with your lei too. All right, so what we're going to do though to make this a necklace lei is that I'm going to take my needle off my yarn, and I'm going to take this end to the end where I made a knot before, and I'm going to tie it together and make a new knot. So that I have, or you can tie it in a bow too, that works. Have a family member help you tie it on if need be. I'm just going to make mine into a knot so I can slip it over my head. There we go. All right, and I'm going to slide my flowers down. There we go. I have my lei from my Hawaiian luau, from our special Hawaiian themed service and dinner. I now have my paper flowered lei. So I hope you had fun with this. Enjoy it. Have a good time. And I will see you next week when we celebrate the Feast of St. Nicholas. Aloha, friends.